Just got back. Gotta give me a second now. Before I go crazy up in here. What's going on today, folks? Today's what? Thursday, January 8th. And we have a trade recap today. I was gonna do I was at the beach and I was gonna do just a video as a recap. But then I was like thinking about it. I was like, it makes more sense to just pull up the chart and get busy with it. So let me pull the chart and get busy with it then. Alright. You take a look. I can't even speak. I'm getting ahead of myself already, bruh. January 8th gospel reading. Yesterday was good. I went to evening mass for that one. That was a good one. But today we got the gospel from Luke. Low-key surprised. Usually it's from Matthew around this time of the year. You feel me? Anyways, Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit, and the news of him spread throughout the whole region. He taught in their synagogues and was praised by all. He came to Nazareth, where he had grown up there, born in Bethlehem, Nazareth, raised, and went according to his custom into the synagogue on the Sabbath day. He stood up to read and was handed a scroll of the prophet Isaiah. He unrolled the scroll and found the message where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to captives and recovery the sight of the blind." Alright, I'm just going to leave it at that. To let the oppressor go free and to proclaim a year acceptable to the Lord. I'm just going to do this real quick. I found somewhere not too long ago about this verse, but I need to make sure it's the right context. Oh yeah, okay. That's what it is. It's about restoration. It's being restored to the Lord and not being, sort of accused or, necessarily dominated by God, because God doesn't want to dominate you. He wants to love you, and he wants to, have that relationship with each and every one of us, which is why it's about restoration and not domination. Anyways, rolling up the scroll, he handed it back to the attendant and sat down, and the eyes of all in the synagogue looked intently at him. He said to them, "Today this scripture's passage is fulfilled in your hearing." And all spoke highly of him, and they were amazed at the gracious words that came from his mouth. So that was our gospel reading today. Nothing crazy, but a really good one. It shows that he anoints. It's gonna be like it's kind of hard to put yourself in that perspective of almost of we being the faulty ones and then needing to be restored. We don't need to be create a new relationship with God. You just have to forge the one that you already had by restoring. Restoration, not domination, and that's how it is. Let the oppressed go free, recovery of sight to the blind, whatever. Let's get into the trade recap. Okay, today's a pretty low whack one, I ain't gonna lie. Just because I should have had it. Bro, my nose is so itchy after the beach. Okay, we should have had this day, Pull that up right there. Wham, bam, thank you, man. Okay. Alright, let's get into it then. So, starting off on the day, I'm just gonna go to the 5-minute time frame. This is my cleanest time frame, I think. For today. We come into, bro, it never stops with the noise out here. It just never stops. But I actually kind of like it. So all right. Anyways, we come into pre-market. My idea is these relative equal highs. I'm bullish on the day. I did not want to see any lower prices. I wanted to see us get up into these highs. pre NFP, so I kind of knew that, you know, our range is going to be a little smaller, so that's why it was kind of ideal to keep these highs in mind. And if you look on NASDAQ absolutely shit the bed. Absolutely shit the bed. So immediately I just say, you know, screw NASDAQ, I don't need to see that. I just go over to ES. So we have a major SMT at these lows, 15-minute time frame on ES. We have a low market structure shift. This low is now protected. Sell side, this would have been the bread and butter day. Just, you know, just so I can pull up the receipts. You feel me? Just so I can pull up the fucking receipts. Alright. Well, same principle kind of applies. But, you know, see, now this video's gonna be 20 minutes long because I can't find what I gotta find. You feel me? Alright. Next. Screw that. Let me see. Now I lost ES. See, I'm telling you, I'm a mess right now, man. Boom. Alright. So, this is a classic 15-minute market maker bottom model. I don't care about what anyone got to say. This is classic 50-minute market maker bottom model to the upside. I was bullish this morning, okay? SMT trading ES. Clear enough. Going to the 1 minute. Then, boom. Get into this 1 minute. We don't have, we don't have 10 news. Just no news. Screw the news. RTH gap. First represented for value gap. We break lower. NASDAQ absolutely dumps to the downside while we're dumping lower. And I kind of figured that, you know, ES does not want to take that low. So, you know, like, if we hold that low, and in this daily, I think wick or fair value gap, I don't know exactly, I think wick, then, you know, I'm priming for these longs. So this is going to be a great long opportunity. And yeah. So then we, you know, rally up, we get I have all this right here and I don't even use it. I just favored all this stuff. Oh no, sorry. We get this market structure shift down here. So I'm looking for retracement into this fair value gap or inverse, it doesn't matter, and I'm gonna long it. Perfect trade. What am I doing with my stop loss? Why is my stop loss right here? You know that you need to have your stop loss down there, my God. You know you need to have your stop loss down there. You know why? Because that low is protected. This low is protected because it's part of the 15-minute market maker buy model. Short-term low, intermediate term low, short-term high, short-term low again, short-term high. You don't need to look at all that, but then boom, 930 comes in. There's our short-term low, intermediate term low, short-term low. So it's like, you know, only you could have made that mistake. You know, only you could have made that mistake. Nothing else could have made this mistake. All you had to do was put your stop at the dang bottom of this candle, or even an order block, you know, at the bottom of the order block, and you're going to cut off another R of risk. You'll get another R. So, you know, that's all you had to do in order to prevent all of this. That's a little hindsight for the activity we got over here. So yeah, you know, that first trade was, you know, should have been the trade. You know, I don't understand. And even right here, I had my break even once we got back above this internal high, and we just did not. We just came back down, and I'm like, bro, I would long again, but what if we just melt lower? You know, then I'm just gonna enter off of willy-nilly, and that's what kind of led into being, you know, cautious about entering another setup. So I was like, okay, I missed the first trade. No, not missed it. I got stopped on the first trade, even though I really shouldn't have. I put my stop in the wrong place. Just look right there, off the 2-minute fair value gap. So off the 2-minute fair value gap, you know, that it was held, yes, but your ass got stopped because you just weren't paying attention. That's besides the point. Or you didn't follow the model, I should say, in a better situation. Okay, so now 15-minute time frame. What am I doing on that 1-minute time frame? So we get our market structure shift once we get above this buy side liquidity. So back on the 1 minute, once we get above this buy side, right here, bam, we get a 15-minute market structure shift. So what can I expect on that 15-minute market structure shift? In a short-term low to get put in. This is an intermediate-term low. It's all fractal. It's all fractal. You see how this low, high, lower low, higher high. Zoom out, low, high, lower low, higher high. You expect a short-term low and then to move in the direction of what you want to go in. So on the 15-minute, or on the 10-minute, we have a market maker buy model. All these buy models are holding. It's just my stop loss that doesn't hold, okay? So I'm just getting pressed because it's so simple, but I'm making the same mistake again. That which makes it worse. I made the same mistake twice. Gosh. Fair value gap, order block, breaker block. I know that once we come back into this price range right here, and I even have equilibrium marked out, then we're gonna want to rally higher. So I have my limit set on the 10-minute breaker block with a stop loss underneath this inverse fair value gap, and also there's a double fair value gap here, so that you could, and it's like a measuring gap breakaway, because if you look, oh, hold on a second, sorry about that, wait a minute, 0, I can't remember if the measuring gap is measured from, alright, let's just say it's a breakaway gap. I don't want to say false definitions here, but let's just say it's just breakaway. So yeah, I was expecting, this is all efficient price action. We're not coming back down here. What do? We come back down there. We come up, my break evens at these highs. I'm targeting this high up here. We literally rally up, market structure shift on the 1 minute, and come all the way back down. I'm holding in this. I'm holding, okay? We come back, sweep it again, then we rally higher. I'm like, yo, this is it. This is it. Move my stop loss underneath this low. Oh, no, sorry. Underneath, right there, at that 1% of fair value gap. Because, I'm not going to go break even just yet until we take this high. What do? We literally tap it, and we reject and go all the way back down and stop me out. I'm sorry, but you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. So stopped out again, okay? And then I'm pissed. I'm pissed as hell. I see that we have another valid market maker buy model, but I'm like, bro, there's relative equal lows down here. What am I doing? I just cancel it. I'm done. What is the common theme in today? Matter of fact, I wish I saved my positions from yesterday or something like that. But, bro. What is the issue? Okay, well, that was just a shitty trade. That one was good, but this one was shitty. Okay, well, I only posted it once, so I can't even, I would go back into my videos, but that's a little OD. I don't want to do all that. But a common mistake is literally just me not wanting to put my stop loss at the protected lows like I should. Get this damn thing back out again. Like every single time. In every single one of these journals, stop loss, why is it not focusing, man? Stop loss is at the low, okay? Next one, stop loss is at the low. Next one, stop loss is at the low. Stop loss at the high. Like, it's one mistake that's holding my ass back, and I gotta fix it. And it's gonna make me go crazy eventually. But, until it makes me go crazy, which is currently at this moment, I'm going nuts. I won't be profitable. I could dream about this. Like, I could dream about that, Banger. I would hit a banger. Like what? That's it. That's all it took. None of this. None of this, none of this, none of this. What did I just cancel out? Yeah, look, none of this, 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 none of this entry bullshit. None of this, none of this, none of this, none of this, none of that, none of that, none of that, none of that. Just a straight run. So I'm gonna leave it at that. If only I followed my rules and put my stop loss where I needed to be instead of being greedy and trying to get all the risk and all the money I can get. Just be disciplined, follow the rules, and get that going. I wish I could show y'all up there, but I have both the market maker buy model and sell model on there, 2022, and it clearly says stop loss at the intermediate term low/high. It's that simple. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna get to it. Remember this. It's pretty important, and it kind of represents my current feeling about it. So, I'm restored. I'm feeling restored in the fact that I'm just being dumb with my stop. That's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not taking losses that are either completely wrong. I'm hardly pretty wrong. Usually I go into profit and then I'll get stopped in this situation and then it would run. It's the same thing. Profit, stop. Profit, stop, I guess, But that's like I canceled that even early. I have my stop loss here. So God knows if it went all the way down there. But yeah, this was the tilt trade that I caught myself in, and I said, no, we gotta go. That's all I gotta say. I will see y'all in the next episode tomorrow, January 9th, God willing.